All right, YouTube channel, thanks for tuning in. Thanks everybody at home tuning in, wherever you're at, driving down the road. That's usually what I'm doing the next morning is checking out my video podcast on my way to work. So you're in the shop tonight with Caleb Burgess. Caleb, we got a modifier here.
We do. It's a little bit different than last year.
Yeah.
A lot of bit different than last year.
A lot of bit different. A lot of tire difference and a lot of sheet metal different.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to build one of these than it is the other one.
You know, they're cheaper.
That's a lot cheaper.
The big nose pieces, those used to be so daggone expensive.
They're still daggone
expensive. They haven't gotten any cheaper, have they?
No.
Tires are more expensive, all that good stuff.
It's cheaper, but it's still really expensive.
Everything's expensive.
It's ridiculous.
You know, depending on what you do, I mean, even drinking beer is expensive, depending on what stage of the game you're at.
It can be. It can be. But you get to a certain stage, and that price no longer matters.
Price don't matter. That's right. So we talked about in the Facebook version. Right now, you're sitting good. You're doing fairly well, but maybe better than expected at Florence and the points.
Yeah. So I would say it's better than expected. You know, we really didn't have any expectations at all.
No expectations. Just go race and have fun.
Right. It was one of those things where I wouldn't necessarily we were in limbo with the direction we wanted to go or what we were wanting to drive. It was more of a, hey, you know, I call him my dad, but Rick Gibson said, hey, if you need a car to get you through until what your plan is done, come get this one, and run.
So this was a Rick Gibson car.
This is actually still owned by Rick Gibson.
Okay.
It is sponsored by Eric and Heather Wilkemacky.
Okay.
So the week-to-week stuff, the maintenance, the tires, the fuel, getting it to and from the shop to work out of.
Sure.
This is all Eric and Heather. But
Speed shop.
Right. Yeah. That's what I like to think it is.
Yeah.
But as far as the ownership of the car, it's
okay.
Rick Gibson.
It's a Rick Gibson car supplied, and everything else is Heather and Eric.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice to have somebody helping you do something.
It's crazy the amount of support that I have, and I can't be grateful enough for the opportunities that I've been given. And,
sure. Speaking of opportunities, you've had a few opportunities.
I've had quite a few of them, and I've been thankful and very, very fortunate for every single one that I've gotten.
Right.
So, it's all progressively led up to where we're at now.
Right. So let's jump out of the race car. What's Caleb like driving down the road? What's Caleb do for a living?
Man, I'm a crane technician or crane mechanic for Maximum Crane Works.
Okay.
So I get a lot of window time up and down the highway working on equipment on specific job sites, whether it be Indianapolis or
wherever. You're on the road a lot.
Went to Oklahoma for a job. I mean,
that's kind of cool.
I've been all over the place.
Yeah. So what's going on? What's going on the radio while you're getting the windshield time?
Man, it just depends on what day it is.
You got your Slingin Dirt podcast going on.
Every once in a while, I'm
some Dale Jr. stuff.
Catching up on a YouTube video I didn't get to see. Man, it just depends on the day. We could be rock band, one day and country the next. And
a little variety going on.
Some old school, rap music going on, going down the highway, which a lot of people don't expect, especially when you're a mechanic and going down the highway in a service truck. But it just depends on the day.
Right. Dude, I tell you what, I ain't gonna lie. I can drive down the road and be bopping my head to some old school Dre or some Snoop Dogg or something.
Absolutely. You get funny looks. You pull to a job site and everybody.
Oh, dude. I get all kinds of funny looks, but I think maybe they're just laughing at me or something. But maybe it's my music.
I think it's more you than the music. But we won't get into that.
It's a possibility. Just saying.
Yeah,
I'll own it.
You can't deny it at this point.
Hey, I'm good at it.
I completely agree with that.
Yep. Okay, so you get to travel a lot of windshield time.
Yep.
Working on cranes.
Yep.
Gotcha. I used to do union iron work. I was a union iron worker for a while, so we had a lot of Maximum cranes on the jobs and stuff like that. Building, setting that iron.
They are the largest crane rental company in the United States. So 2,300 pieces of equipment nationwide. So we're up and down the highway a lot, trying to keep up with everything and make sure everything's running as good as we can.
Yeah. It was always had a Maximum sticker right next to my local 44 Union local 44 Cincinnati. But
shameless plug.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I did some work out of local 70 in Louisville and stuff. But
I'm local 18.
Local 18.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
engineers.
Okay. Yeah, we had a lot. I mean, all of our crane operators were all union guy stuff too.
Oh yeah, you almost have to be if you're in that line of work.
In that line of work, that's where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some really cool jobs that I could say I worked on. You know, I mean, like the Queen City Tower downtown.
Yep.
Worked on that. You know, multiple bridges. You know, the NKU and Oxford, Miami University, several bridges. The overpasses over at Hopple Street. The next one right next to it was really cool. We did that thing in 6 weeks.
That's moving.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
getting with it.
Down in Louisville, worked at Fort Knox. Got to, you know, so I had to.
Did you get anything worth it out of it? Did you
Yeah.
bring home any gold or anything?
Is
there gold in
I
Fort Knox,
cannot
DJ?
say. I was
No.
sworn to secrecy. I
Oh,
can't
don't
say.
lie to me.
There was a time me and Elvis was walking out and we were sworn to secrecy. That's all I can say. There was me, Elvis, Scott Blomquist, and the aliens, and we were all sworn to secrecy. So we can't say. You know, I'm just gonna. That's all I'm gonna say about
That's
that.
going to be a conversation outside of this podcast.
Yeah,
so we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to
Absolutely. No, so I mean, and then down in Richmond, Kentucky, had the Army Depot,
Yep.
where the bunkers are.
Yeah.
I was a welder there for a while, man. I mean, you want to talk about some cool stuff? That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I was a part of the. Well, I shouldn't say I was a part of the Cranes, where I just
Sure.
helped maintain it. But the FC Cincinnati.
Yeah.
the
Soccer stadium.
The new TQL stadium. We did all the crane work for that. The uranium plant out in Chillicothe.
Yeah.
Been in there a couple times.
Right.
You know, it's crazy the amount of stuff you get to see, like Nucor and their expansion. You know, we're doing all the crane work for it. And all
I
the
just
revamps.
drove by there the other day, delivering
Yeah.
some stuff and seen it.
So I mean, it's amazing the amount of stuff you get to see and stuff that, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's behind the scenes of real world,
right.
but you know, you get to see the ins and outs of what makes you know the city run and what, you know, what everybody wants to eventually.
I tell you what I thought was really cool. One of the jobs I was on is the J.S. Cooper power plant.
Yeah.
It's right next to Lake Cumberland Speedway.
Yep.
So that power plant, you know, I two quick things, and then we'll jump off of it. I called my dad and said, "Hey, Dad, you're never gonna guess where I am." And I told him, I said, "Yeah, I'm working down here. We're building on the power plant down here." And he said, "Man, you know, well, I don't know. It was like a long time ago. My dad used to drive a coal truck,
Right.
and he used to drive coal trucks in and out of that power plant. You know, and here I am, so many 30 years later, and I'm
Right.
working there. But one of the cranes that we had on the job there was the very first crane that showed up after the 9/11 attacks at the World Trade Center.
Really?
So that crane left from there, and then was the crane on our job.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was I mean, little connection, whatever.
Right,
It
yeah.
just
Hey,
it
you know
felt like
what?
it was pretty cool. That thing was massive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually, I think that was an Amquip crane.
I don't know. It may have been. It was
'Cause
huge.
I remember some guys at work talking about that stuff and being down on that power plant job for a couple of years, because it was a pretty extensive job down there.
We had to. This was part of the Obama Clean Air Act, so
Right.
there was all over. It was a
Yeah.
big filtration system
Right.
built
The
on
scrubbers.
coal burning. Yes, we
Yeah.
built baghouses on them.
Yeah, they're called you know,
Yep,
we call them scrubbers. or
Scrubbers,
baghouses.
baghouses, same thing.
You
Yeah,
know,
yep.
For everybody that's watching, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to clean everything up.
This is the Clean Air.
Yeah.
Clean Air Act. Woo! Yeah. So not much talk about that anymore.
No, I'd say that's probably out the window.
Yeah. So what else is going on with Caleb outside the car? Before we jump back in the race car, what else is going on with Caleb?
Not a whole lot, man. You know, just you know, working Monday through Friday, and you know, every once in a while Saturday here and there, and just I somehow got volunteered into being a assistant coach for my son's baseball team.
Really?
Yep. So
Did you play any baseball in school growing up?
I played 11 years of baseball.
Nice.
And I have the knees to prove it.
Yeah. Where at?
I played for Tealtown Ballpark.
Okay.
I played basically knot hole all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I tried. So funny story. I tried out for the high school baseball team, and my wife's dad was the head coach, and he cut me. He cut me from the baseball team.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Your wife's dad was
Yep.
the coach, and he cut you.
He cut me.
So you wasn't like the starting pitcher for the team. He cut you. See, he really don't like you.
So we were in tryouts, right? And we were down to, and I was a catcher, so we were down to like 3 catchers or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls me aside one day and he's like, "Man," he said, I love the way you play ball. I love the way you work." He's like, "But damn, your grades suck.
You're a great guy, but you suck.
Your grades are awful."
Oh, the grades.
Yeah,
okay.
my high school
okay.
grades, they were awful.
He wasn't talking your playing ability.
No,
he was just talking about
he said I was a great player. He's like, "But your grades are awful." And I'm like, "Man, that's awesome. Thanks. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information."
yeah, get a tutor.
He's like, "Try again next year." I'm like, "Now we know."
Now we know. All
So
right, cool.
That was my freshman year of baseball.
Yeah.
I tried out.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got cut from the team, I quit everything and went back racing.
Went back to racing.
Yep.
Yeah, what the hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a lot of baseball growing up. I played a lot of football too. The thing about it was, and people say what they want, whatever. I think I was a much better baseball player than I was football player, but I wanted to be a better football player. But I just wasn't big enough. I just wasn't built for it. I was fast when I was younger, but that was about as far as it took me. Didn't really help much.
You know what? I think at the end of the day, though, you're a better track guy than you were either one of those.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just trying to make up for some of the stuff I might have said. I don't know.
Some of the stuff you might have said in the past.
Yeah, just trying to make up for it.
We're all good. There's a whole lot of people that's got a whole lot of making up to. No, it's all good. I don't hold anything. It's all good. You know, I get to turn some laps, and I've had grudges, and probably people held grudges against me, and we'll get to some of those stories when we record with those guys. You know,
Yeah, hey,
I am looking forward to a couple of those.
I look forward to watching them because I think I've seen a couple of it. I'm like, man, I hope they get on there because I want to see what they got to say.
I've got one or two particular, and man, this is gonna be good. There's one guy. I'm not gonna talk about people that aren't alive anymore, but yeah, there was one guy. I would like to have that conversation now.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
But no, it's good. You know, I get to have a lot of fun, and now I'm still having fun.
Oh yeah.
Now I get paid to have fun.
That's the best part.
That's pretty
cool. The
cool.
best part is to be paid to have fun.
It is really cool to get paid to have fun.
And at the end of the night, there really isn't but maybe one person that is over you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I mean, you really are like the last line of choices.
Defense.
There. You get to make all the choices. So I mean,
hey,
everybody has to listen now.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's funny how that works.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know how you feel about that.
Have to get a hold
how about that?
Have to get a hold of Dave and see if there can be a quick change for that week. So I don't.
No, I got. I'm locked in pretty good, I think.
Well, I would venture to say so. You're a good dude. You know how to run shows and you know how to run
Appreciate
tracks,
it.
So
no,
I'd imagine you're locked in pretty solid.
I hope so. It's I like what I do, and I think that goes a long way with it too. You know, when you get to do something you enjoy, it's I thoroughly enjoy it. You know, just like everybody that drives a race car, man. You guys are behind the wheel because you love racing. No, that's great.
You have to. You have to love it, or you'll just drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's week after week nonstop of I wouldn't say monotonous. Mm-hmm. But, you do run into those weeks where it's the same thing over and over and over, and you sitting there scratching your head like, how do I find more speed?
How do I change it? How do I make this better?
How do I make this car better when I feel like it's already there?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to love it or you couldn't be in it.
I had to go back. I got a lot of my mom's family lives down in southeastern Kentucky, and I had to go down. Mom always called it. I had to go down home. I had to go down home last year. Had a funeral in the family. Some uncle passed away, and so my aunts and uncles, they were all saying, "It's like, man, we see you on Facebook and stuff all the time." It's like, well, we know you're not racing anymore. It's like, well, what are you doing now? And I started to think about this. It's like, well, let's see. Friday nights, I get paid to watch racing, and Saturday nights I get paid to look at race cars. So now it's changed a little bit. Now I get paid to watch racing on Friday nights, and now I get paid to watch racing on Saturday nights.
It works out pretty good.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm a race fan. I love watching racing.
Absolutely. You have to love the sport through and through.
Sure.
In all aspects, good, bad, ugly. You have to be a fan of all of it.
Yeah. So where do you stand on far as going and watching racing if you're not racing? Because it's came up in other episodes of guys. I mean, I've got some diehard racing fans, guys that are good.
Right.
These guys, if they're not behind the wheel, they will not go watch racing. So I'm like, hey, dude. I said, come up and go camping with us. We're going to the world and listen to this. And he's like, dude, I'm not driving. I don't want to go watch.
It's funny you bring that up because, a couple years ago, man, I was like, if I'm not racing, I have to go watch a race. Like, I have to be at a track.
I got to be at the track.
Friday or Saturday, maybe both. Like, I have to be somewhere. And the last, couple years, man, I'm like, if I ain't racing, I really don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I've got my wife in my ear going, we're going to the races.
Yeah.
Like, she wants to go more than I do now.
Yeah.
So
it's Matt and Shelley Hamilton. That's what he said. He said there's times where he don't go and she goes without him. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
She's always on me like, well, we might have rained out here, but you want to go somewhere else? I'm like, no, I kind of just want to sit on the couch.
What's wrong with you?
And she'll get mad. She'll be like, no, we got to go somewhere and watch something.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So the roles have changed.
Yeah. So when we first got together, it was like, listen, I'm gonna be at the track Friday and Saturday. Either you're gonna be there or I'll call you when I'm done, kind of thing.
Sure, I'll see you afterwards.
And now it's like I'd rather just sit on the couch and watch TV than go watch a race
watch
somewhere.
My Flow or Dirt Vision or
watch it on, watch a podcast or watch a live stream somewhere. It's like I'd rather just sit at the house.
Huh. No, I'm a race fan. I still like watching racing. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice getting to watch some of the streaming stuff at home, but man, there are definitely times where I still want to go to the track and just enjoy watching the races.
It's not the same, you watch it on live, the race is over, you get off the couch, you go upstairs, you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's you're at the racetrack and you're digging dust out of your eyes, or you're
getting the extra protein on your beverage,
right. Or you're trying to outrun like 30 people to the concession stand for a hot
horrible.
dog. I heard you say you were going to give me a free piece of pizza.
Yeah,
and it better be La Rosa's.
Absolutely,
because I will not settle for anything less.
Lawrenceburg Speedway, I got you one slice pizza.
I'll accept
I'm going to eat
that.
the other 3 slices, but I get you one.
Man, it's going to be a personal.
All right, fine. We'll get it worked out. That's the great thing. Lawrenceburg has that's what they sell is personal. They actually make those at the racetrack.
Yeah,
man,
I didn't know
awesome.
that for the longest time.
Yeah.
I always thought it was because La Rosa's is right down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I always thought it was something they'd pour a bunch in and put them under the heater.
Me and my buddy Chad Cunningham, we will occasionally sample. We like to call it quality control.
Whatever you need to call it.
We got to make sure that the toppings are just right.
Yeah, you got to be perfectly placed. Cheese has got to be right.
The right amounts have got to be there, and Chad knows what I'm talking about.
There has to be there has to be a line of defense for the general public.
Yeah,
to make sure they are
absolutely. We don't
want
to be putting out an inferior product.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
So I'm a big fan of, and I love my La Rosas. Again, another shameless plug because I love La Rosas.
We're full of them today.
Man, I love those JoJo BLTs. I can't go without them.
I don't know that I've ever had one.
Oh my God, dude! It's like a BLT in a salad.
I'm sorry. I go to La Rosas for the pizza.
And you look like me. You need a salad.
Yeah.
We're getting older. We got to eat more salads.
I
less
can't get
pizza.
any smaller. I'd have to start adding lead.
Hey. That's a good problem to have.
It is.
Trust
it
me.
is.
So you talked. You're mainly going to do Florence this year.
Yep.
Occasionally a little this and all that somewhere else. What else? What else are you looking at?
So, it really just all depends on how the season plays out. If we're staying up front in the points and we're constantly clicking off top tens. I think our worst finish so far this year is 10th.
Right.
I've got a 4th, a 5th, and I think a 7th.
So you may shy away from some of the other stuff.
Yeah, it really just all boils down to where we sit. I mean, I've never been a points racer. I've never wanted to race for points. To be completely honest with you, I've never been high enough in the points early enough
until
in the
now.
Year. Yeah, usually I'm always late getting the car done, or I miss like the first night or two, and with all the rain we've had and certain weather events, I should say.
God, weather's been killing us.
It gave me the extra 2 weeks I needed. So I'm actually in the hunt now. So
oh my God, rain is killing us over in Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, so it just depends. If we start falling back in the points, or we start slacking off a little bit, it might be something where we venture to Moeller on a Friday and go run. And that's still not even out of the question as far as during the season, we might go on a Friday up to Moeller or something, or go to come over to Lawrence. You're having technical difficulties.
Always.
Definitely want to come over to Lawrenceburg. See you guys.
Right.
I want to support whatever track you're at.
I appreciate that.
Short of a select few of people, I actually
kind of like me a little bit.
I actually respect you a little. You're straightforward. I've tried to cut a couple corners here and there, and you wouldn't let me, and it kind of pissed me off. But I can respect that.
But you respected that.
I can respect it.
Yeah.
You're fair across the board, so I can't be mad about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. I have said, God, I would disqualify my own mom if she was out there. I would love that.
just the one instance.
Yeah.
Just, boom.
Nope, sorry, you ain't getting by.
Load it up.
Yeah.
You don't even get a week.
Done. You're done.
Don't even.
I don't care who you are. So tell us about your sponsors. Let's go over the car real quick. Tell us about your sponsors.
So obviously we got G&G Express, which is my dad, Rick Gibson, who owns the car. Wilcom Accu Racing, A2B Hauling.
Yep.
That's Eric's hauling company.
Okay.
We've got Kentucky Metalworks, which is Sean Thomas. He's been a big help this year, whether it be at track help or through the week.
Yeah.
Superheat Solutions, Justin Shaw. If you ever need parts, that dude's the guy to go to. Shock work, rebuilds,
Okay.
stuff like that. Gold Star, they came on with us this year. DC Customs, they do a lot of plastics, so like all of our shock shims and certain spring spacers that I run.
Bushings, things like that.
Stuff like that. They came on board with us for the super late model. That's actually a real good friend of mine, Elliot Williams. every time I have a problem and I tell him what I need, he's like, well, I can make it. I'll send it to you in a week. So he's an awesome dude. We got Alzeria Construction. They came on board with us last year with the Super also. So
Right. Who's this little guy right here?
Crazy John?
Yeah, Crazy John.
Well, I think
I'll throw a little plug to Crazy John.
I think Crazy John's made a name for himself. I don't know that I need explanation.
Yeah. Well, it's always good to go over to the car and make sure we plug out everybody that's helping you out. So.
Oh yeah, well, and then that's just the sponsors on the car. The week-to-week stuff. We got Eric and Heather and Ethan and Bill. Doing the weeks. That during the week stuff. And
right.
My wife has been a huge help this year. She was with the late model too. But at track stuff, she's basically one of the only ones that I have on a week-to-week stuff. So
big help.
Oh, huge help. She does all the tires. When I tell her, I can just point and tell her what I need done, and she's off and running. So I'm telling you, man, she eats it up more than I do. So she's here on Sundays helping wash and stuff like that. So
wash day.
Yeah, I hate wash day. I hate wash day. And
Get the swim trunks out and just let her fly.
Just let her fly. But yeah, she's huge help with the track, and she actually and she won't admit to it, but she never spotted before. She was never a stick. She never done sticks before.
She works the sticks for you.
She works the sticks, and I'm telling you, that's probably the best spotter I ever had.
Really?
I'm telling you, I've had a lot of people on the sticks, and that's probably the most accurate.
She's right on it, huh?
Dude, so just quick story. So just this past Saturday, man, we're racing, and I'm looking up on the board. I'm running fourth. Petey Holt's running fifth, and I'm fading off a little bit towards closing laps, and the right rear's giving up some, starting to blister, and this is the second race she ever did it. So my guys, everybody I've had before, he's out, he's coasting, he's there, and you're kind of guessing when he's going to be there.
Right.
And man, when I tell you she was counting it down perfect, I knew Petey was going to throw a slide job before Petey did. I mean, we were rolling to 3 going in the back chute, and she's got sticks together. I'm like, he must be right on.
He is right there.
And I lift, a car early so I can try and cross him over, and here he comes, fucking flying by me. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, she counted that down perfect.
She knew it. She knew it was coming.
She knew right where I needed to be. And I mean, she's been a huge help the last 2 years with at track stuff. And like we went, Heather and Eric, got us to the World last year, and we ran the double Worlds with the Super. And she was right there with us.
She was right there
all 4 days, man, up there just scrubbing away, getting the car clean, and
making it look good,
taking care of the helmet and stuff. It doesn't seem like a lot, but anything. I mean, obviously, as a driver, anything you can take off of the driver's mind of having to worry about, that's more stuff we can get done somewhere else.
Yeah, good. Well, it's awesome, Caleb, that you've had the opportunities. Hope you continue to get those opportunities and the help. That's awesome. So we wish you luck. Hope the season comes out the way you guys want, and have a lot of fun and all that good stuff.
We got a couple more spots to get, but we got a long season to go.
Good deal. Well, we're going to wrap up. We're going to throw a checkered flag here tonight at Slingin Dirt Media. Caleb Burgess in the shop. He's had us in the shop and tell us about their program and what they got going on. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Make sure you go to the like button, subscribe button, tell all your friends, and just get the word out there and see Caleb at the racetrack, and we'll see you guys next week.
See if some of them shameless plugs can come through for us somewhere.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Thanks, guys. See ya.